Welcome back to Golf Daily. Oh, wait a minute. That's the Daily Wrap. The latest presidential polls are out, and wait for it. Surprise. Donald Trump continues to lead the GOP race. According to the Fox News poll, Trump remains steady at 25%, while Ben Carson makes a 5-point jump into second place, grabbing the support of 12% of those polled. Ted Cruz moves up to third with 10%, representing a 4% improvement over the last polling period. Meanwhile, Jeb Bush has lost 6 points, taking him from second place down to fourth in just 2 weeks. Scott Walker is also a big loser with a 3-point drop. Now, in an interview from the Iowa State Fair on Morning Joe today, Bloomberg Politics managing editor Mark Halperin had some interesting observations regarding the Donald.
The reception Trump got here was not just about celebrity. I walked with him for 45 minutes after the helicopter ride he came to the fair, and people were yelling things to him with passion. Save us. You're the only one who can stop Hillary. Thank you for making America great again. The other campaigns, the other leading Republican campaigns, monitored Trump's behavior here. And that was part, along with the Fox poll and along with the developments of the last couple of weeks, of them saying, as you just quoted, they now believe Trump can win Iowa.
Halperin added that there is now a belief among the GOP establishment that Trump could just go all the way and win the White House. Bill Maher also weighed in on Donald Trump's rise in Iowa.
Let me ask before we run out of time about Donald Trump in Iowa, because I think this is a giant story. I didn't see anybody talking about it today, that Donald Trump is ahead in Iowa, because it's the one place that people said Donald Trump was not going to do well because he's a New Yorker. This says so much about the electorate. Yeah. Even the evangelicals want to be called on their shit. They are desperate to have somebody lead them. Somebody say, you know what? I just don't bend to your bullshit. And Donald Trump, I got to say, I don't agree with him on a lot, but I kind of get him. We kind of been doing the same thing.
The same politically incorrect stuff, right?
Right.
Bill Tucker.
Yes.
Those guys have it right?
Oh, they have it dead right.
Yeah.
That's exactly right. I wish everybody in this race, even the Democratic side, would just take the lesson and just get out and start being blunt and start being direct and start saying what they mean and stop apologizing and trying to wiggly waffle around and say, oh, I'm sorry, Jonathan, if I offended you. I didn't really mean to offend you, but I hope you were offended, even though I hope you weren't. Right. I mean, what? Stop
In other words, stop being politicians.
Yes, stop being politicians. And that's his appeal.
But Jonathan, isn't Trump being a politician when he comes out and gives very firm potential solutions when the honest answer is, look, today's today. Let's take Iran. Whatever the conditions are today, they're probably going to be different by the time I get to the White House. Ask me then what my policy is going to be when I've had the chance to talk to people, when I have the chance to be fully briefed by, information I can't have today. Wouldn't that be the non-political answer?
Well, look, he's jumped into a political arena, so he has to talk, somewhat politically. He has to be, somewhat political. But the reality is, what he's saying, the things that he's saying, he was saying before he ran, before he started his official run, that America's in trouble and all these different solutions that he's kind of talked about, the different situations that the country's in. But he's going to have to appease. He's going to have to kind of flow in and around certain things. There's no doubt about that. But as long as he sticks to what he's doing now, he's resonating, I believe, to enough people to at least win the Republican nomination, I think, the way he's going. But I do want to say one other thing. You said that Scott Walker your words were, it was a big loser in this poll.
He slipped.
Yeah, I think Scott Walker was a big loser way before this poll. Well, I think Scott Walker is a terrible.
Well, on that, actually, we could go to Joe, because Joe had a great column.
Well, I also want to ask Joe, though, you just listened to what our buddies here had to say, and it was interesting because Bill's saying he's not being a politician, and Gillum here is saying, well, he has to be a politician.
No, I'm saying I'm not saying he's a politician. I'm saying he has to do some political things.
Well, that's being a politician.
No, he has to stand.
You're just saying he's not being as political as some of the other
environment, so he's going to have to.
But he has to stand somewhere.
You be the judge.
He's being Donald Trump, and he's being a businessman, and part of being a businessman is being a politician. Right, and what he does, which I think is genius, by the way, is how Barack Obama or Hillary Clinton says, I've evolved on gay marriage or other issues that they had one position and they went with the political wins and they went with another. What Trump does, he doesn't say he evolved. He says, I'm leaving open my options and I'm being flexible. It's all about flexibility at this point, right? And this way, he doesn't have to be specific because he can
only
say, "I'm not going to
says-
reveal details."
Wait. But that would be a great answer to a lot of questions. But he only says that about Mr. Trump. Will you run on a third-party ticket? He hasn't said, "I'm being open. I'll be flexible" on anything else
Well,
except for
Planned Parenthood,
that.
he said that. He goes, "I have to look into it. I need to know more." And he doesn't give a specific, definitive, speaking in absolutes answer because that gives him a way out down the road.
He's also changed what he said, hasn't he? When it was first suggested that the government might be shut down over the Planned Parenthood issue, Trump came out actively supporting the idea. Today I listened to him and he was, well, I don't know, I got to see. So isn't he being a politician is my point.
I think he's learning. He is learning, like he's learning the lesson about being politically incorrect. I think he's learning as he goes forward, that you can't say definitively this is the way it is because there might be something else to some of these things. And, coming out and getting people to talk about you, coming out and getting people to talk about certain situations or policies, that's one thing. But when, you have something that, like Planned Parenthood, that is so supported on one side and absolutely hated on another side, you have to take a look at how this is going to...
Stunningly sensible answer from you, Gilliam. Now we have to change the topic to what's getting into John Gilliam. He's getting very rational. That makes sense, Okay, that's we'll continue. I think we'll probably be talking about Trump some more. What do you think?
No.
Now we think this is it? All right.
No more Trump for the rest of the week.
It's up to you, Joe.
Kind of
you take it from here.
All right. Well, if you want to get your own Make America Great hat, just like the one Donald Trump wears, go to newsmax.com/TrumpCap or call 1-800-485-4360 to claim your free offer. That's a $25 offer. Free with this special offer. Again, go to newsmax.com/TrumpCap or call 1-800-485-4360. Coming up next, Donald Trump also talked immigration over the weekend. We'll tell you what he had to say. Stick around.